What's going on, everybody? Chris here at Build Your Empire with, of course, my co-host, my Biffle, my boy, Frank G. What's going on, my man?
Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? Nothing much. Glad to be here.
It's good to hear, good to hear. Anyone listening right now, please comment, subscribe, follow, leave us your feedback. It's the only way we're going to improve. What we're going to talk about on this podcast is, one, how to start a podcast and the vision of the podcast.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. So, of course, we're only episode 3 in, so we're still learning, but I feel like we have a solid foundation to at least showcase the listeners and anyone viewing on YouTube how to do it. So we might as well get into it. I like to think there's a couple of components, my man. Can you name them?
To starting a podcast?
Yeah.
Well, you need equipment.
You need equipment.
We have these mics here that we recently purchased.
Sure did.
You need to market yourself to get your audience.
That you do.
And you need content.
That is the most important.
Yes.
You do need some content, as I pour a nice glass of Ciroc over here. Yeah, on a beautiful Friday night. So before we get into that, first off, I'm exhausted, my man. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a bit run down. Working hard.
And we do have a flight in a couple of days, so
Yes.
It's hard. I mean, we did this on New Year's Eve. It's a Friday night. I don't know about you. I got up 6 a.m., caught the bus, commuted, worked. Then I came home, worked out, and now we're doing this. So, I mean, it's like a 14-hour day. What does your day look like?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty similar, except we spoke about this last time. You get up a little earlier than me. I was up at 7, made myself some eggs, drove to New Jersey. Worked
Got
9
that
hours.
Protein.
Yeah, man. Got to start the day. Breakfast, one of the most important meals, if not the most important.
Is that true?
Yes.
Why is that? I mean, the American
Because-
breakfast traditionally is not a healthy one.
Well, if you're eating bacon, donuts, you got to fuel your body. You're working you go to work, you're zoned in. There's zero fuel if you don't eat.
I don't know. I mean, I want to hear some scientific evidence on why breakfast is the most important part of the day, because to be honest, I'm not a buyer.
And also, I've only done it once in the last 2 weeks.
Breaking news.
But I went to the gym at 6 a.m. before work.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did
And-
that just to record this podcast, episode 1.
Episode 1. And
Yeah.
to be honest, that felt great. I was happy and excited all day. It was a good feeling.
I'm glad you maintained that one, my friend.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk in a few episodes if I do it again.
Yeah. All right, so a few things we learned thus far. One, episode 2 of our podcast seemed to do fairly well. The numbers clocked in. We got 50 subscribers. Do you know how many minutes were watched on YouTube?
That I do not.
About 350 minutes.
Well, we have over 140 something views when last I checked.
Yeah, but just because people are viewing doesn't necessarily mean they're tuned in and watching.
100%, because I've had people who I personally know that watched it, and I know they didn't watch the whole thing, but they still praised it. They still were like showing love.
Yeah.
But I could tell they didn't watch the whole thing.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Yeah. So.
Episode 100, you may watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
When we figure it out, it makes more sense. You're going to watch it. And for anyone who did watch it, listen to it, we thank you. That is awesome.
Yes.
Regardless, 350 minutes or so, if you put that in perspective, no one really watched episode 1 because the audio was messed up. Episode 2, we got 130 views. If it was 350 minutes and the show was 53 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Now, could that be because we put a little bit more advertisement, or like not really advertisement, but we kind of put episode 2 out there a little bit.
Oh, way more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That.
So they were able to click directly on episode 2.
100%. I mean, we directed them to it.
Yeah.
But still, to get 50 views or 50 subscribers on YouTube with 350 minutes watched. And I don't know about you, but I didn't really watch it fully myself. Did you? I don't know.
I watched the whole thing, yeah.
All right, so 53 minutes.
I guess
of that
that's
episode.
true, actually.
yeah. So really, we probably have about 270 minutes.
Yeah, I did watch the whole thing, but
Yeah, I had to watch some to get some content.
I listened to episode 1. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still on SoundCloud. We got to fix that, which is going to segue right now into how to start a podcast. For one, the equipment is important. Higher quality equipment, it's not that necessary, but it's nice to have.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we have 2 mics here. What's the brand?
I mean, we have a USB connected mics, Moana.
Okay.
It's actually it's a great mic. Obviously, you hear us right
Great
now.
mic.
You're not going to break your bank either. This is not a paid advertisement.
Not at all.
This is a good mic.
$53. I got 2 mics on Amazon, so $110 or so. Pretty good buy. If you want the best mic in the game, the manufacturer is Yeti, Yeti, but we're going to rep Moana.
Yeah, everyone's talking about Yetis.
Yeah, Yetis are great because a lot of people stream.
Yeah,
Which at one point, maybe we get on Twitch. I don't know. We figure that one out. You also need a laptop, right? You need a laptop. You got to get some sort of equipment to record. Maybe a mixer. Laptop works best. I think a MacBook would probably be better.
Yeah, I was
Apple?
going to say, I mean, we're starting out. There's definitely better things to record from, but...
Than this?
Yeah, but we're still making it happen.
Of course.
So,
well, all you have to do is just do it.
Yeah.
You could do it on the phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're good and
well,
clever
I think we
enough.
spoke about this. It was
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, right? Who he's on an airplane or a car ride, and he just put the phone down.
And then it's the conversation. That's the content.
Yeah.
And then if you're creative enough, you get people to listen and watch it. But we have a nice laptop here. I'm an Android guy and a Windows guy.
I mean, I'm Windows as well.
All day.
I'm Apple, though.
So, damn. Man. So that's pretty much all you need on the equipment side, which is kind of crazy. Now this is where it gets a little more in depth, right? You're not a podcast if you're not hosted on the major outlets such as iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher. You got iHeartRadio, you have Anchor, you have Patreon, you have multiple outlets, right? People don't know how to get on them, and I don't think you do either. You're still learning, so we're gonna hop in on this real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So for the listeners listening, all you need to do is create an account on a distribution center, which there's plenty of them. You have Podbean, you have Libsyn, you have Buzzsprout, which is what we currently use.
Yeah, there's one that's directly on the iPhone. I mean, it's literally an app that's podcasts, and it has everything on there.
So that probably syncs up to get you on Spotify, iTunes, and Apple.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Google. So that's extremely important because people are not going to take you seriously if you're not on those platforms and outlets, which is hilarious because I like to talk about the buzz factor.
Okay.
In the sense, whenever you make a move, people are always going to be like, oh, wow, you did it.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious every time because they're all minor steps to a bigger goal.
Well, you know what? I think it's because people don't normally make these moves or make moves in general. So when they see some type of progress and, they're kind of in a circle of yours or they, even if they're not, they're showing a little appreciation.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, it's humbling and wonderful to see.
It is humbling.
Yeah. And then what it does is it gives you the motivation to gain more traction.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah. So when you get 100, listeners, it's like, oh, wow. Now when you get 1,000, 10,000, and you're like, wow.
Let's get 1 million.
Keep it going. Now, all that is important. You got to get on the major outlets, which is very simple to do. Create an account on one of the distribution centers I just told you about, Libsyn, Buzzsprout. Again, Buzzsprout, I like it the most. When you create an account, it then provides you an RSS feed.
Yeah, I'm learning here too. So
Gotcha. So the RSS feed is almost like a code. It's a URL link, right? Now, it also allows you to apply to all these major outlets. When you apply, you have your account, your distribution account, with all your uploaded content. So your episodes, your artwork, your bios.
It's like almost an audition or something.
It's... Yeah.
Like you're presenting your portfolio.
Yeah, 100%. Because, for example, to get on iTunes, you need 3 episodes uploaded to even enter.
Well, episode 3.
Episode 3. We're coming.
All
We're
right.
coming to iTunes. Now, you have Spotify, which is kind of simple to get. Apple or not Apple, Android, a little more difficult. I believe we have to be on Google. They have to spot you on Google, and then you'll get hosted on the show or have a show.
It's
right?
interesting.
Now, all that's important. Now that's official. Great. You're making these podcasts where, most importantly, consistent. Now, how do you actually get people to view it, though?
Well, I mean, that's the second thing I said, right? You got to kind of market it a bit, put it out there.
Gain the audience. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have an audience, a little audience, which I'll get into another episode, which is awesome. My theory is if you build an audience, essentially if you build it, it will come, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my theory is so simple. If you spend your life connecting with everyone, giving them whatever they want, I think in due time, you'll get what you want.
I mean, yeah, it can make sense. Value for value.
Value for value.
Yeah.
So building an audience is, of course, crucial and important, but you got to create content with call to actions to get people to actually listen to the content. Now, that's something we have to get good at and learn, is to create the content.
Yeah, for sure.
So we spoke about this. It's a pain because that's not our strength.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to use apps like PixLR. You have to use apps like InShot. I don't know, maybe you're good with Photoshop. Maybe you're good at Illustrator. Maybe you're good at Full Effects or Mass Effects, the video editor.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to learn that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to be a pain.
This is all a learning curve. So,
oh, man.
I mean, this is only episode 3. If we're going to be shooting 100 plus, 200 plus.
At this rate, we nail that out by April.
Yeah. If we keep doing this is the track. This is part of that goal, 2020, we said.
Which is the vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have a specific vision?
For this specific...
For our podcast vision.
I mean, I think it's as a whole, it's still growing.
Growing? We barely even started.
Well, no, I meant the idea.
It's like we planted that seed and put the soil over it.
That's a good analogy, actually.
Thanks, man.
I mean, I think the vision is to, we need the audience, and with that audience, we want to give you guys value. So we just want to present the best value we can to you guys and keep you rocking with us.
100%. I mean, we do everything for them, the listeners.
Absolutely.
So when we title this How to Start a Podcast, we're telling you everything we know, although we necessarily didn't execute it ourselves, which to me feels contradictory to speak about.
Well, I see what your point is, but we have started it. So potentially people who haven't started it will be watching this, and they can learn something.
It's still a how-to, yeah.
Even our little knowledge that will grow into a ginormous empire is a little seed right now, but it could still provide value to someone out there.
What I love though is the show. That's
Absolutely.
The game.
Absolutely.
That's the game. Is we're showing you, and just like Legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing that you can be self-made and get it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Build your empire. We're starting this bad boy.
Yes, we are.
So whatever knowledge we have to bring it to the people.
Yes.
So that buzz factor, though, I tell you, man, the minute we get on iTunes and Google and Spotify, those 3, everybody is going to be a little different.
I mean, it's super exciting anyway for us. I mean, this is great. This is such a journey that I'm ready to embrace completely.
Yeah, it seems that you're really excited.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this.
I hear it in your snaps text, and it's funny because you're getting way more creative, which is great. I felt like in our relationship, I kind of wish you were a little more creative.
Yeah, well, I think once you jump into something, you're growing in that knowledge as well. So it kind of takes time, but also
it's passion.
Yeah, and I'm also you got to be confident in your opinions, and even whatever you put out there, if it gets turned down, it doesn't matter.
So that I noticed putting out these episodes already, episode 2, is people were hitting me up.
Yeah.
And like my buddy, who I used his name in the last episode, he's like, damn you used my name. And now I'm like, oh crap. People are listening to me.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I'm like, holy crap, I gotta watch what I say.
You have no idea, because my boss was like, oh, I see you got a podcast. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Everybody at my job is gonna know. They know what I do. And now you're responsible for your voice. You're putting it out there.
My boy Alex, we were talking about the gym. He goes, Marshall's trying to take my thunder. Because he's saying, because I've been working real hard in the gym, and he's been my buddy. Shout out to Alex for listening to the entire podcast
Alex.
as well.
That's a boy right there.
Yeah, man. He shows me, he snaps me minute 50, listening
That's
to
hilarious.
it. Yeah.
It's funny because I shot him a DM. So, look, if you're listening again, the work part, I get messaged all the time. It happened literally 2 hours ago, Frank. Someone followed me on Instagram. They were like, oh my God, you have 100,000 followers. Could you give me a shout out and get me 300 followers to reach, 600 followers? And I get so mad.
Just for the reach out?
Yeah, because one, from the salesmanship of me, I said, thank you for following. Please subscribe to my channel, right? My YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He ignored that.
And instantly wanted something.
And for me, I'm like, hey, if you want something, the better chance of getting it is subscribing, thanking me, maybe complimenting me, and then asking.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that he's maybe a young kid or not a professional or a salesman for that matter, because clearly he didn't sell what he wanted.
Of course. But what's funny is what I did, asking him if he can subscribe, is what he should be doing.
Yeah, well, hopefully he took that knowledge. Did he subscribe? You don't know.
He said he did, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
So he just, everyone's selfish. You're going to see it.
Yeah.
As we blow up, people are going to be like, Frank, I want to get on the show.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I already had a boy that said, if you ever need anything, you ever need a guest.
It's going to happen,
Yeah.
especially the more we grow and the more visual we get in the sense of just reach. But yeah, Alex was one of the people I hit up.
Yeah, he told me that, actually. He told me.
So that just goes to show you the behind the scene work I'm putting in, because I'm reaching out one by one. And
I was funny because I was like, I wonder who else he hit up. But I had originally told my circle, and I think he was potentially one of the only ones.
Of course, because of my strategy in which I put on Instagram the polls.
Yeah.
Do you watch YouTube or do you listen to SoundCloud?
Seems like I think it was mostly YouTube, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I should have asked, do you listen to podcasts or watch YouTube?
Yeah, good point.
That was the wrong question, but it doesn't matter because what I did was I was looking for anyone who clicked YouTube, and then I reached out one by one.
Because they potentially already should have a YouTube account.
100%.
Yeah, I reached out to a couple people to subscribe.
And they may not watch YouTube.
And they were like, I don't have an account. I was like, well, you're online all the time, right? He's like, yeah, just go make one. It's 3 seconds, and it'll benefit you in the future when you want to listen to us, listen to anyone.
It's great,
so
but that's almost a waste of time for you to try to do.
To ask them to subscribe.
You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
If they're not conditioned to consume the content, it's not you to get them to listen. It's you to realize what content they like and then figure out content to create that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if Instagram is their main thing, what we do with the podcast is why we're I think going to be successful is we film our podcast, we have the video, we have the audio in which we put on podcast platforms, we put the video on YouTube, and then we can chop up the video into segments, put compelling content to get
on Instagram.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you get a lot of content by one sitting.
Yeah, essentially, you see that as well. So obviously, us starting this, we watch people who already create podcasts, who do the same thing on Instagram. They do that as well. They'll take a clip, put some type, whatever that great piece of content is, and kind of
boom, and that's the formula.
Yeah, and funnel it over.
The problem, it's a shit ton of work.
Yeah, well,
it's a lot of work.
I would say to be successful in anything should be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I specifically brought our day into account today, so the listeners understand how much effort
absolutely
is actually involved.
I mean, it's a Friday, we're a little worn down, but we're
10:15 and
still super excited about doing this.
Well, that's what's the scary though, right?
Yeah,
you're excited now.
Yeah.
Is that going to maintain? What if you plateau?
Well, I mean, that's ambition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, drive. I say we both have that character anyway.
Well, that's where I think it's really important when you do something like this that you can't think of it as work.
Yeah.
And you can't you can't be doing it for the riches.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I think it's super cool for us to put our ideas, visions, and communication out there, and then reflect back on it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And to back what you said, you can't do this for the riches, because if that's why you're doing this, you're not going to see those results right now. Oof. So that's going to instantly become frustration, and then that potentially.
That's why you leave.
Yeah, that's why you leave. Yeah. So no, you're absolutely. That's a great point. So this is.
I told you, we just got to chill.
Yeah.
Pour some drink.
We always chill. What, the last 10 years?
So why not chill productively?
Absolutely.
Where it could do something.
Yeah, and then I'm grateful to finally have a mindset like that, where even if you're just chilling, just try and do something productive, or even, anything could be productive. Going to the gym, anything active, anything that'll better yourself.
So wait, did Alex get tight at me because I said I got you back on?
He wasn't tight.
We had that conversation, I believe.
Yeah. That. So back on from the gym or something like that.
Hilarious.
He brought it up. We were on the treadmill.
Hilarious. Alex, my bad. I just spit truth, but you the man.
Alex, you are the man.
I spit truth.
I had to get that last one in there, man.
Yeah, I got it though. I got it. Yeah. Cheers. I was speaking to people at work. Hearing feedback. Because that's the most crucial part of all of this, is to try and get interaction. You got to learn from the audience. One of them said the episodes may be too long. I don't know how I felt about that.
Well, it's funny because I don't know if it's because we connected kind of in a way, but I think even in the past podcast we tried, we said let's do like a half hour.
We did say that,
but it ended up being 55 minutes.
Oh my God, I got so mad at my boy today because he said, "Hey Chris, you know what your podcast should be?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You should take a shot every minute."
Oh my gosh. It's should have been like, homie, we already tried that. We already tried that.
For the listeners listening, we started a podcast / show a year ago called The Pregame, and the idea was we did this, but essentially got massively wrecked on camera.
Man, yeah.
And I was like, we did it for 4 weeks. We even went to New Orleans and did the last episode there. That was the last episode.
That was fun, though.
And that's kind of what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We leave Thursday. We're going to Costa Rica. We leave next month. We're going to Montreal. Yep. We're doing the same thing now, but the branding and the mindset.
Way different.
Oh, man.
Much healthier. More value, I would say.
It's kind of ironic we're drinking.
But we're sipping. We were
the goal was to just get wrecked.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, one, this isn't sustainable. We can't do this multiple times a week.
Yeah, we did it once. We tried once a week.
Yeah, and by week 4, we called that one over.
I think the second to last episode, right before New Orleans, we were like,
we're not going to do it.
Let's not get, let's not really pregame. Let's not go crazy.
We're just going to drink like 2 beers or so.
Yeah, and it still happened. Somehow a bottle came into it.
That's because you surprised me with one. You brought a little flask, and I was like, oh, and now we got to drink this because it's the pregame show.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it was an adventure.
Yeah.
Not a healthy one.
No. And then I'm like, I don't know if this would catch on to all demographics. It's not the branding I want. Like, I don't want to be portrayed. I'm not even that guy. Yeah. I don't drink.
I mean, if you have, like, I love my entire family, but even some of my family members with my young cousins.
You don't want them seeing that.
No. And my aunts, they're against, really going out, partying, and drinking just to drink.
Of course.
And, like, now I'd be embarrassed to show them. So,
no. So, we had fun, and you know what? It's funny, though, the journey, because that was an intricate part of learning, actually. Yeah. Like, we would put up a backdrop that looked terrible.
Oh, boy, yeah.
And then we would use the phone.
I was just going to say, and we used the phone. On
a chair with a pillow, trying to set that up.
And we couldn't somehow figure out the phone to focus.
It was awful.
I don't know what the heck.
But I was so mad at my boy that he said that, and then when I was like, go to Google or go to YouTube, type this in, and our episodes are still up there.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, nah, it's different. I was so mad. He wouldn't give me the credit for actually
having that idea.
Yeah, and actually doing it.
Yeah.
And to me, it was satisfying because it's like, I know what works.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm gifted from my mind.
We're just taking shots. Not really shots, taking shots at life.
Yeah.
We were taking shots.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going at. We were going hard.
Yeah. This one I feel much more comfortable with. This one just I feel
because the idea of build your empire is we're gonna build our empire.
Yep.
We're gonna leave our legacy.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna show everyone that it can be done, and they can do the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I thought about the other day, which was super interesting? Do you remember when I told you how and where Legacy was started? And when and where?
You were it was New Year's Eve. With a dive bar that we know very well.
Yep.
Talk of the town.
I don't give them no shout outs, but
talking
to town shout out.
Talking to town over the shoes. But yeah, it was that New Year's Eve. I think it was like 9-10 o'clock. I already know you drink. You're
haven't had my drink in a while. My shot.
Your shot. I'm going blank, but it's
damn.
Hold on, I know what it is. It's the black drink. I know what it is. The whiskey, the
black licorice.
Yeah, I know what it is. For some reason,
I drink it all the time with your boys.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah,
it's Jägermeister. I had to say Jaeger bombs to get it.
I do enjoy that shot. I had a shot in a beer, and then Legacy. I mean, the vision hit me like That's So Raven.
Yeah. She always looks clueless though when that's happening.
Yeah, it's a good form. It's a good piece of content though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I did it with a buddy of mine where it.
You film like that?
No, I made a cut of her with the eye, and then it will like be us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you snap back out of it. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a good piece of content right there. But so. I wanted to create a show. I always wanted to create a podcast, but it's hard to be consistent. And I'm studying, I'm learning, and I didn't know when to begin, when to execute. I was waiting for that momentum. And I said my birthday, which was November, and I thought I was going to do it solo and create like a 15-minute podcast, and people may tune in, but it just didn't feel right. And the name, when I was thinking of everything, was going to be Road to Legacy.
Okay.
Because I have Leave a Legacy, I was going to put Road to Legacy. And again, Leave a Legacy is a marketing company. It's more or less a brand. It's going to create umbrellas, companies. So it's very interesting. And then the day I saw you, I literally changed the name and got the idea that day in which I was in the same location of Legacy.
Interesting. Maybe that's your spot then. Maybe that's where the creativity.
You know where we were though. We were in those two chairs at the bar, and that was the same location.
Oh, so that came to you and you didn't even tell me at the time then.
No, I was thinking of this weeks prior.
Okay.
Weeks prior, I was thinking of all of this. Like it was in my mind, but I kept it I kept it to myself because I guess it's the way you process.
Yeah.
You have to have the meat, right? So build your empire. We're going to discuss the money plays behind sports, entertainment, business, and talk about pop culture and us.
And ourselves, absolutely.
Right? That all makes sense. That is easy to talk about, easy to create content around. We can talk about contracts. We can talk about, I don't want to get into politics, but there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So Build Your Empire made sense. Road to Legacy also made sense.
I got you. Yeah. Build your. I mean, yeah, we're building here. We got our first few bricks already. We're making it. We're making it happen.
We got like 2 bricks.
Well, it's a few, 2, 3, several. The seeds planted. It's all that matters. Executing.
And now we just got to continue.
Yeah.
And again, it starts with, of course, creating the content, which is our audio, creating shows that are compelling and valuable that people would listen to. I'm banking on our relationship. I told you this, where I think our connection is gonna be unique, and the public is gonna see it.
Absolutely.
Which is also super interesting. The more we talk on camera and recording, everybody begins to know you.
Absolutely. Like don't know our friendship by then.
Of course, but like you feel like you know Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But you don't.
It's like I know his opinions. I know his personality.
You know what the guy likes to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know all that. So now what's going to happen is people are going to begin to know us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a spiral effect. That's going to be a funny journey.
Yeah, it's going to be a great journey. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be fun.
So, recap real quick. To start a podcast, 1, you need your equipment, microphone, laptop. Pretty much all you need. That's all we're using currently.
Yeah.
2, you probably want to create an account on one of the distribution centers, which is going to get you to the major outlets, which is going to make you more legitimate. Once you have that, you then have your podcast. Now, you have to then create an audience on social media and then create content that is going to attract the audience into a call to action to actually listen to your compelling content.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to be putting something out there for the audience that you acquired. I was thinking of, do you think I should do this? I'm thinking of changing the handle from Frank James to Frank G. It's probably something I should have already done.
It's funny because I feel like I gave you that name in the entertainment world. Like
well, I think it started with the pregame.
Yeah, it did start with the pregame. I was like, I gotta.
You're like, this is the level up. This is the older Frank G.
Yeah, I'm mad actually that in the intro I don't have a G in there for
Yeah.
And I ain't paying that one to put a G in there. I'll figure that one out. Yeah, that's up to you. I'm gonna have ideas for you on how to better brand yourself because look, anyone who's listening, it's the way the internet is going. Everybody is on it, and you're gonna have a persona and a profile that everybody sees. The more out there and the more genuine you are, and if you can't really hide anything because it's gonna get exposed regardless. But the more you put out there, the more people are going to connect with you, in which you can leverage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you're a musician or a comedian or a clothing line, I don't know what the hell you're doing if you have like 500 followers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not... and I haven't even grown my audience on Instagram itself yet. And if I see people like that, I'm just like... Because I'm working with you... And I see you more closely on a personal level as well. And I'm just like, I see these people doing kind of similar things or trying to, and they're not even at 1,000 followers and they have 1,000 posts. I'm just curious.
It's so weird. And I know I'm gifted in the way I think. And that's totally fine. Everyone is gifted in different ways.
Yeah, of course.
But there's two things to it. You have to have the art, and then you have to have the mechanics of the platforms and marketing.
Yeah,
and
I would say that's probably the knowledge they haven't acquired yet.
No.
Yeah.
But that's where you need a team.
I was going to say that next. They haven't met the right people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the art is not necessarily great enough to carry
on
them.
its own. Yeah, yeah.
If it was, it would carry them.
Every big company, the company I work for, I don't know, I'm not sure about your company, but we have a marketing team, a PR team. No matter how big you are, you need those. Those are key.
I mean, I said this when I was 22 years old with you sitting in a car, that if I had like a team,
yeah,
I swear by now we'd have everything we'd ever want.
Oh yeah, if you had 8 hands, 4 heads, yeah,
different. I would be able to know how to play. Like, I know for us the formula is simple. You got the equipment, you get the content, you create the marketing and put money in the advertising. But the content part is the hard part for me. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a Photoshopper. I'm not a video editor.
Yeah.
So I need to learn that.
Yeah, we both need to
become
dive into
all-rounded.
Absolutely.
But like, I know a lot of other stuff.
And then once that happens, like I could just picture it, the like passion that'll come with like being able to edit your own videos, being able to slow something down.
You're not going to be going out on a Friday. I want to say it's easier to make the argument with musicians. Mm-hmm. Every musician will tell you they never went out when they were a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
They were home practicing.
Yeah.
And for years now, that's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I've noticed it. Absolutely.
For 2 years, like I have
since that one time at the bar.
Yeah, and I'll have like a couple of stretches where like, I go out but it definitely also changed me as a person, which could be for the negative. But I'm building here.
What well, they say the journey to the top at times is the lonely one. Because you're kind of the most ambitious one out of your circle, or the people that you even surround yourself with, if they're not even in your close circle.
Well, when I started Legacy, it was a marketing agency,
yeah,
right? So I was trying to get clients to pay me for my services. One of the reasons why I had to quit trying, it was too lonely.
Yeah, I mean, it's you were a one-man team. Well, in person, a one-man team.
I was a one-man team.
Yeah,
and I'm not working a job, so I'm in my room all day trying to make something work, and it's a battle in your head.
Yeah, I think when you finally like gave yourself a break, I think you went on vacation, a cruise or something, and you even told me like, hey, if I don't have service, please log on to this, and this post needs to go at this time.
Well,
this post at
that's
that
because
time.
I got my first client.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm like, wow, like I'm nasty.
Yeah.
And then I realized the challenge of creating the marketing agency.
Yeah.
And I knew instantly, once I figured out the challenge, I knew I wasn't going to be able to work it. And then I had to get a job.
Without a team, you're saying? Because the numbers, the amount of work I'm sure you're putting in for one client.
It's certainly a lot.
Yeah.
But so the problem with a marketing agency is you find a client, right? You're probably I was targeting small business owners because that's who I know how to sell.
Yeah.
A small business owner is going to give you anywhere between $200 to $500 per month on marketing, right? So let's say I had multiple packages, a $500 package and a $1,000 package. I've gotten clients that would take the $500 package. Mm-hmm. Half of that money would go to marketing, the work, and then half was my margin. Mm-hmm. Now let's break it down. Let's say I get 10 $1,000 a month clients. I'm only making $500 per client, which comes down to, what is that, $5,000?
Times 10 clients?
Yeah, it's $5,000 a month, which comes out to $60,000 a year. That's a lot of work. To not make... I got a job in a week making more.
That dream, I would think anyway, is something that eventually
you figure out.
An office maybe opens. That's like a company almost.
It was a company. I was trying to begin one.
Well, yes, you need
A team.
A team. Yeah.
You need a team.
Essentially.
You need a team with a similar vision to execute. And I had it.
Yeah,
I knew what to do.
Yeah, because it's a startup, you need those people with that vision. Because once you're there, then you hire the people who are looking to get a job.
So the two problems that I couldn't fix was retention and scalability.
Yeah.
So I couldn't retain small business owners because they want to see results right away.
Well, they don't understand everything.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
They're small business owners. Every dollar counts, which I understand. But to build a brand and a social presence, you need at least a year.
Yeah, you need time.
You need a year. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to see results for like 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then the scalability factor is I'm a natural born salesman, and my passion is marketing. Like I know how people think before they think.
Yeah.
So the scalability factor is difficult when you're trying to do the back end work and the customer is mad and upset he didn't see an ROI and dropped off.
Yeah.
Now I got to spend my time getting another one on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see the difficulties right away in it.
Right away. Mm-hmm. Right away.
At least you saw it right away, and it wasn't something you...
I knew, and I guess that's the gift. Yeah. That's self-awareness. I saw it, and I knew that I couldn't do that myself, and I also knew the solution. The solution is don't target small business owners, dummy. You have to go after corporate people who are going to give you $5,000 per month. Yeah. The problem is I don't know how to sell to them.
Well, because they're already at such a mass level.
I don't. I've been selling to small business owners for like 6 years now that I know how to contact them, pitch them, reach them. I don't know how to get a CFO or a marketing director.
Like on the phone or something?
Yeah. And then when I do, what's the strategies to get the sale?
I mean, I guess you need to understand their needs and wants.
Well, you know their needs and wants is the marketing. That's what you're selling. But how do I get them to listen to like I know when I call a business owner or a prospect, you have your 4 seconds. You got to quickly say your name, where you're from, why you're calling.
Yeah.
But like when you finally move up the ladder and get that guy, it's got to be slightly different. I can't use my normal voice to a mechanic. Hey, what's going on, John? How's that car? To a CFO, I have to be like, how you doing, sir?
Yeah.
How's your day? That guy's going to hang up on me if I say that.
Yeah. I got you there.
Absolutely. So, I hopped in the job force, and
it gave you more knowledge about what's happening anyway.
I love my job.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man.
Yeah, I love my job. It was actually really funny. Before we close out the episode, I gave the speech out to 60 sales reps, I guess, motivation, whatever.
Good moment for you.
Awesome moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you last episode that my goal was to give 3 speeches. Technically, that was one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was one of them. I got 2 more left.
It's crushing those 2020 goals.
Yeah. It's funny how it all... legacy is about creating a brand that creates opportunity, right?
Yes, sir.
My VP called Legacy, kind of became like a...
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then that created the opportunity.
Yeah.
He got me to talk. Now, it was awkward. He introduced me as like Mr. Instagram, and now I hop on, and everyone thought
he said Mr. Instagram?
Yeah. And everyone thought I was going to tank. I knew I was going to crush it. Yeah, everyone thought
that's
I was
very strange, because, I mean, I'm knowing you.
I knew, because everyone thinks that, like...
You're maybe quiet. No, you're not even quiet.
No, I'm shooting Nerf guns and riding scooters around the office.
Yeah, man.
So everyone thinks I'm more of a playful jokester.
The play guy. Yeah.
So they think when I have that responsibility that I'm gonna wing it. Meanwhile, I'm.
You probably prep more than anyone probably has for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm extremely thoughtful.
Yeah.
So like and the way I could speak, I feel like I'm probably the best guy out of all 60 of you to probably do this.
Well, if the VP asked you to do it.
Yeah.
He saw something in you, right?
Yeah, because I am so playful, I can control the energy.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I did that good of a job. I could do much better.
Well, that's your first speech, right?
Yeah.
So we'll, it's like our first episode
It's gonna be way better. Yeah. Episode 1 was awful.
Off episode 1 sounds awful. Yeah.
Man, I lost my train of thought though. That sucks on the podcast.
Yeah.
Damn. How'd I go on that tangent?
One thing leads to another with us, man.
Oh man, that one hurts actually, because this was like the finishing thought of the episode here.
I mean, it was part of your goals, 2020.
Yeah, there was something before that, though. There was something before that. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Well, you get caught up on these kind of things. You just roll with it. You roll with the punches, my man.
Ooh. And it sucks because if I rewind...
Of course, then you'll know.
I'm going to know.
Yeah,
I'm going to know.
Obviously.
Oh, man. Oh, this ain't compelling content.
Well, I mean, we're
maybe
at 40,
it is.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, we're at 45 minutes.
Oh, man.
This could be something you share with the next episode, episode 4.
Yeah, I was talking about how legacy creates opportunity. That was where it was going.
Yeah, we just got caught up in
the goals,
the progression of life.
Goals,
man. Yeah,
man. Damn, that one really hurts.
Well, this is another lesson probably that we will learn to try and retain our thought on the.
That's a positive right there, yeah. Because that is the case. Because this is, but then again, you don't know. This could be the best part of the episode.
It could be, man.
Oh man. You know what? Let's end it. If you think or know what I was getting ready to say, I don't know. I guess I want to hear your input. I want to hear your feedback on that. Leave a comment. I mean, leave a comment. That's going to be the goal, is to get comments left.
Absolutely.
We got to create interaction, and we got to give you what you want. So the only way to give you what you want is...
providing value.
You got to tell us. You got to tell us what you want.
Well, of course, yeah.
You got to tell us what you want. My man Frank G, you got any plans tonight? You gonna go rest up, make sure we're not sick before our flight to Costa Rica?
I am going home after we discuss probably a little bit more business or a little bit more about the podcast, and I am getting in bed.
Damn, it sucks. I just want to continue, actually.
Yeah. Well, we're at 46 minutes. I guess we're taking 7 minutes of advice from what your friend said. But next episode, who knows? We may be at an hour.
What does he know? He thought he wanted me to do something I already did.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious.
Got me so mad. Got me so mad. Like, hey, my guy did it.
We did.
Yeah. Well, that's... when you take steps and execute, you become that guy.
Yeah.
And it's great to be that guy.
Of course it is.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. Okay.
There you go.
So I brought up the speech because I said how I was going to talk about in front of 60 people.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about Jadakiss yesterday.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, Jadakiss just gave me a shout out. Now it got the attention of like 5 guys, right?
Okay.
I shared a VIP with Jadakiss in Miami too, so I told him that story. Jadakiss gave me a shout out. So I show everyone the video, show everyone my profile. This one kid comes over to me and is like, yo, I have a business. I'm trying to grow my brand. Oh, great. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Now he was talking to me. I spit my knowledge at him.
Okay.
Blown away. Where my manager's walking past us because it was end of day. I actually missed my bus because I love talking about what I know.
Yeah.
And now he's so enthused. We were talking for 20 minutes. I'm like reviewing. He's a dog walking business, which is a great business.
Yeah.
And he's asking me questions on how to better brand, what to do, how to create content. And man, when people ask you that advice, the answers are always so simple.
Mm-hmm.
You just do it.
Yeah.
And you just do it.
Yeah, you learn as you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything is so arbitrary and so simple, but then when you say it, they think you're a genius. It's the funniest thing. I was like, yo, create content where, because when you create content, like our artwork and it's going to be themed.
Yeah.
It's going to be, everything's going to be the same across the board. That's the branding. For him, I'm like, yo, create like a clip every day when you're walking the dog and say, I don't give a bark.
Absolutely.
And he was like, I love this.
You may have got him in your marketing business back
Yeah.
in the day.
He was like, I love this. I was like, wow, you're a genius. And I'm like, that literally took me 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And that may not work. I don't know. But you have to do it to figure it out.
We'll learn if it doesn't work. Like episode 1, we learned only the PC didn't work. We had to use nice mics.
That ain't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Although if we take the PC to Rika,
it'll sound.
Yeah, I'm not taking. I'm not taking.
Oh
the
no,
mics.
yeah, no, too much to pack.
We'll figure that one out. But I'm glad, man. What a high note that I got my.
Yeah.
Man.
Good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Happy for you.
Ah, thanks, kid. I'm proud of you, man. Thanks for wearing the hat, kid.
Of course.
So I was thinking about that
man.
as well. Thinking about that. We may have to rock shirts.
Away?
Nah, like on here.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
Like the little Nike shirt.
Instead of Nike, you're repping Nike, I'm repping Ferragamo. Yeah, we might as well rock Legacy.
Yeah, get a little white, little black. Well, black's usually my thing, and then get the. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Either way, we just want to have fun, provide you value. We want you to listen. Please comment, subscribe, follow, leave some feedback. You got anything to say to people, man?
I mean, I just want to say thank you, and I hope you guys keep rocking with us. And as we provide value, as we build our empire, we wish you build yours.
That's going to be our slogan somehow.
Yeah.
That's going to be our slogan somehow. We're going to build our empire to watch you build yours.
Absolutely.
Something like that. But, guys, we're outie. We love y'all, and we'll see you shortly.
Yes, sir.